different year than a lot of the time in the last over 10 years that I've been a content creator for the internet. If you guys haven't noticed, this year in particular, I have held back a lot of stuff from you guys that normally in the past I would be very transparent about. I would always be talking in the back or on pre-streams during videos about my personal life. I would be constantly doing Instagram posts.
He still does. He talks about like how Cat makes stuff for him. He talks about his bills. He talks about overdraft. The thing is though, what he shares with us is very biased. More fill volume, please. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Like he'll share things with us in a way that only benefits him. It's entirely a one-way street with this dude. If it helps him personally, he'll share it. If it doesn't help him, he won't share it. And one of the problems with him is he shares things that he shouldn't share, and he doesn't share things that he should share.
Posts and tweets about stuff going on behind the scenes, and I would keep you in the loop about a lot of stuff happening. And this year I purposely didn't, for many various reasons. You know, number one of the major pieces of feedback I got.
No, but he did. He begged every single tax time. He said, "Look, guys." He gave us very specific financial. Well, okay, he lied about his financial details. He told us like that he owed money, and he gave us like some idea vaguely how much it was, but the amount kept changing. But no, he talked about like every time a payment came up. Oh, guys, I have to pay my electricity bill. Guys, I have to pay my mortgage this month. I have to pay my taxes, etc. I have to pay all this stuff. Like, so he told us every day. He got rid of some of the more positive stuff he used to do, but because he's too lazy to film vlogs anymore.
In 2017 was, Phil, we heard about your personal shit too much, especially when the whole state taxes thing happened. It seemed like whenever you revealed it in like the early fall all the way through the rest of the year and earlier on in 2018, it was too much. And we just wanted to come to your streams to relax, to have a chill time, to have fun, and escape our own daily stresses. We don't want to hear about yours every possible moment, okay? And so all that being said, I understand that, okay? And I tried to make an active change this year to, number one, keep that kind of stuff off the constant streams, because I know that it bothers a lot of people for me to be mentioning stuff like that all the time.
But he does every day in his pre-stream. He guilts his fans.
Okay. The other thing is this year, Kat moved in with me. You know, my girlfriend moved in with me, and we basically wanted to build a life together here in Washington that was our own and completely separate from my online presence. If we could have our own life going on behind the scenes, she could have her own job and her own stuff going on, and then I have my work going on. But then when we're away from both of those, we can have amazing time, a time together and a life together that is not publicly shared with the internet. See how it would work out. And that's why
And I said this numerous times before, and I'm going to say this again. Nobody made him tell us that he had a girlfriend. No one made him tell us about Kat. No one made him show pictures of her, giving her name, etc. There was no one needed to do that. He could have just not said he had a girlfriend. He could have not given us her name. He could have just ignored all that. But he felt the need to basically brag about it and go, look, I'm not like my detractors. My detractors all are losers who don't have GFs. Well, whereas I do. So he made that decision to share that with us. He didn't have to. And he used that to raise money. So, Phil, your personal life is our business if you use your personal life to beg.
honestly, you guys don't know much, if anything, about Kat, because we have done our best to make it so that she cannot be harassed and that our public...
Why did she put up all those YouTube videos then? Like, I remember when he said she has no online presence whatsoever, and then it turned out that she had made like dozens of YouTube videos. Like, what the fuck was that about?
Our private life does not become a public life where now everything's out there and nothing is for ourselves, okay? And I'll be very honest with you guys. I do think that it has worked, but at the same time...
Okay, but every time... Okay, but Phil, you can't come on and say you need money so you can marry your GF and then say we don't want you involved in our life, because you're basically asking for an investment. Where you're asking for an investment. You want us to invest in your happiness, is what you're asking, and we have a right to know about it. If we're going to give you money for that, then we have a right to know what your family situation is.
Time, I do think because I kept so much private, there was a lot of opportunity to be transparent with you guys that was missed. You guys have no idea what's going on with me behind the scenes of anything anymore because I don't talk about it. That's what I'm doing this right now for. All right, because I'm at a point now, ladies and gentlemen, where something kind of happened this last week. And I've come to a point where I need to tell you guys what's going on because
Drive Check makes a good point. He says, also Phil was practically daring the detractors to look up his GF. Yeah, he was daring them. He said, I bet you guys can't dox my GF. I bet you guys can't figure out who she is. Yeah, he was like, she has no social media presence. You'll never figure out who she is. And then people did, because he decided to bait people who he knows will take the bait.
Because basically there may be some major changes in the next year that I cannot help. I don't want them to happen, but I cannot help unless something changes. I can't keep going the way I'm just going and keep doing what I'm doing. Let's put it that way. Things are going to have to change for the better in order for me to keep doing things the way I do them.
Okay, but he said literally 2 weeks ago, I'm going to be good for the rest of the year. Like, he said that not long ago at all. So I don't know.
And I know that sucks because I love doing the things the way I'm doing them.
No,
I love doing
you
the
don't.
daily live streams
No,
the way
you
I
hate
do
them.
You guys have expressed an overwhelming amount of positivity this year about the streams and everything. I'm going to talk all about that in a moment. I don't want it to change, but you get to a point where there's not much that's in my control anymore. And I'm going to explain all this to you right now, okay? So let's stop beating around the bush. Let's get down to brass tacks, as they say. So, first of all, what I'd like to do is start off positively and outline the positive things that have happened in 2018, in my opinion. And you can agree or disagree, but I think, at least from the feedback I've gotten from you, the viewers, some of the great stuff in 2018 that has been positive changes that people love. Number one, continuing on as a focus of just being basically a streamer, getting rid of all the ties of YouTube, of having to do edited videos for YouTube and caring about that kind of stuff, just primarily focusing on my streams this year has allowed me to become better at it. I feel that now I'm much better at juggling the interactivity between a stream and the gameplay. I think that now people know when they come to see me on a stream that
your gameplay's shit, though. And I will say this again. Well, just because I produce so much content, but in my mind, to be a YouTube content creator, either you have to be really good at a specialized thing, or people, or you have to be you have to have something about yourself. You have to be likable. You have to be interesting. People have to like your personality. People like my DSP videos, for instance, because they think I give good advice, that I give good context, I kind of relate it to other things, and that I'm more fair to him than other people. So either you're like really good at speed running, or you have some particular skill, or people just like your personality and they think you're interesting or informative, or they like you personally. And he doesn't have either thing going for him. He sucks at video games, and he sucks as a human being. So, let's see. Your China and Venezuela vids are your best, to be honest. Yeah, like, I like to think I'm at least funny, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I'm trying to give an example here. Like, one of my favorite YouTube channels is Clint's Reptiles. I don't know if anyone here has ever heard of it. He does reviews and videos about reptile care, and he's just a really like fun guy. He's a university instructor. You can tell he's not only knowledgeable, but he has a really strong. You can tell he's really passionate about it. He really loves reptiles. He always goes, "This is the best reptile ever." Um, Night Mind, which is another channel, like he clearly likes it. He's clearly very well read on horror and stuff like that. But Phil, as I said, makes no effort to be interesting or improve himself. Like I'm constantly reading books. I'm constantly talking about new stuff I've read. Like for instance, when I read that book about uh that like the book about Mesopotamia, and I did a couple books about that. Phil doesn't read. He doesn't like do any like I don't know how you can stream 30 hours a week and still have anything interesting to say. I don't get it.
That there will be way less drama than there used to be. Now I can actually advertise my streams as a chill place to be. It's not a place where you're going to have me arguing with trolls or you're going to have me bringing all that stuff up. We don't allow that. It's just you come here, you can escape your own life. There's no talk about religion or politics or anything like that. You could just relax, watch me play a video game at face value, give you my honest opinions about a game, right? You can see my live reactions and enjoy that, and then you could talk a little bit with me, talk a little bit with the people in stream chat. There's no arguments, no drama, no insults, none of that. You can feel safe. It's a good place to be. And the streams now have changed because it used to be, oh, I go to Phil's stream to see him rage at a game constantly or have drama. It's not like that anymore, you know? And I think that's been better. In fact, this year...
But there's drama every day. He complains about memes every day. He reads every troll cheer. Like, if we look at, like, who the biggest paid pigs are, you have the king of hypocrisy, you have Save That House, etc.
All right, because things have changed more positively, I now am getting people coming in who like, wow, I like to see Phil play Dragon Quest XI. This is a playthrough, 70 hours in a JRPG, that previously I never would have been able to do something like that.
Whoa. He never... Let's just go back. Let's just go back for a second, and let's just take this in.
Rage at a game constantly or have drama. It's not like that anymore, you know? And I think that's been better. In fact, this year, all right, because things have changed more positively, I now am getting people coming in who like, wow, I like to see Phil play Dragon Quest XI. This is a playthrough, 70 hours in a JRPG, that previously I never would have been able to do something like that at the length that I've done it.
Okay, I like to pull the chat. Could you guys name a... Because he is claiming here he's never played a 70-hour-long JRPG. I don't know, guys. Can you guys think of anything that he's played that is 70 hours long and is a JRPG? I kind of feel like there was 2 games in a series that he played a year... Oh, no, 3 games in a series that he played. Okay, let me look this up. Let me see how many parts Persona 5 is. Okay, so DSP's Persona 5 playthrough is 469 parts. Let me see, is that showing up on screen okay? Yep, that's showing up fine. It's 469 parts. His Persona 4 playthrough is 227 parts. His Persona 3 playthrough is 169 parts. And these are all like in the last 2 years, so he's lying. He's lying here. Let me see if I can get that. Okay, anyways, let's continue.
But because the streams now are more focused and more different than they used to be, people enjoy seeing me play a lengthy JRPG because of the interaction, because of the fun we have. It's not a concern of, oh no one's going to watch this on YouTube anymore and now I'm screwed. People actually come out, even if there's not a ton of viewers. It's a supportive stream, it's a positive stream, and it allows me to do a lot more variety than I used to do, right? I love this. I love this about my streaming this year. I think that the changes that we've instituted to the streams, the new rule set about no drama and stuff like that, trying to keep it a chill atmosphere, has very much improved the quality of the streams. And I can tell you as a major positive, guys, okay, this is supported by numbers. Because what I've seen over the course of this year, more followers, right? Overall, contributions during streams are upward, much bigger than they were just last year. To the point where, yes, it looks like if I keep at the rate I'm going, I will continuously still see growth on Twitch if I just keep doing what I'm doing. So that's my goal, is to kind of stay the course, keep doing the fun stuff I'm doing, cover the new games, but also kind of balance it in with games that you guys want to see that are maybe older games. Keep the streams chill, no drama, have fun, And a lot of that's me too. I'll admit, even though I might say, oh, it's just the stream atmosphere. It's not. It's me too. I had to basically change myself. I'm not going to engage with drama anymore. I don't want. There were many opportunities this year. Other YouTubers and streamers were trying to goad me into stuff. I didn't bite. I'm like, enough of that. I don't care about your crap, man. I'm just here to do my own thing, right? And put out entertainment and chill atmosphere for everyone watching. I'm not here to engage your bullshit. Oh, someone wants to box me. Someone wants to fucking interview me. Get the fuck out of here. I'm just here to do good stuff for myself and for my viewers, and that's all I care about. Okay.
Yeah, but his chill streams, nobody can talk about anything. They can't talk about religion or politics. They can't talk about detractors. They can't talk about memes. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think somebody referenced the Kumite once, or Andy Worski or something, and he got really triggered. So you can't talk about anything that he's not interested in, or else he will yell at you and he will shut the stream chat down. So the chill stream is just people giving him money is basically what he means. Okay. Take a sip.
Also, this year, I do feel that I was more open to criticism and open to suggestions for improvement than ever before. One of the major changes that I feel is a very positive change that people have asked me for 5 straight years now is longer videos on YouTube, and I finally listened, where instead of doing 10-minute clips, I now do hour-long videos.
That wasn't because anybody wanted you to, it's because you're fucking lazy.
And I've seen very positive changes on YouTube in regards to overall engagement on my videos, subscribe.
The videos that you disabled comments on, which killed organic growth on your channel even more than it already was.
Subscriber count consistently increasing now, instead of
it is actually
goes up during a popular release and then plummets every other time of the year. I'm actually seeing growth in subscribers, which I've never seen in the last 5 to 6 years.
I mean, wouldn't you think that's a problem? He's saying it it's a mystery. It's he's mentioned this many times in the past. He's like, oh, people keep unsubscribing for me because they don't want 20 emails in their inbox every day. Well, there's nothing I can do about the number of videos I put up. It's a myth. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't just upload less.
It's always been down, up, down, up. Now it's actually going up, 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 up. Slow growth, but it is growth. You see what I mean? So YouTube, in some regards, has been a real positive with listening to your feedback, changing the videos to longer format. Okay.
Imagine if he would have done this years ago. Imagine maybe he wouldn't be in quite as bad a position as he is now.
It actually creates less stress for me too, because when I was putting out 20, 30 videos a day sometimes, that's a lot of pressure to name every fucking video. After every stream ended, I'd be sitting here for an hour uploading videos.
Oh, Muffin, he had to name the videos. He had to do tags.
Putting tags on them, naming every video. Now I could usually get it done within a few minutes, and I could be on to something else that's more meaningful and important than me fucking sitting here titling 35 videos. So, I think that's been a big positive change, right? I agree. On the personal, that's the public aspect. That's the streams are better, right? More variety in the gameplay I'm doing on my streams, opening up to things like Battle Royale, doing a lengthy
which is boring as fuck.
RPG that I used to not be able to do, that kind of stuff. Having a more chill atmosphere, people being supportive no matter
what. But you did JRPGs all the time.
What kind of game I'm playing, and having longer YouTube videos. These are all very positive things that happened this year, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And
very
like I said,
positive.
I've also seen support. Your support in particular, when it came to things like, oh my god, my PS4 is dying, someone donated me a PS4. Oh my god, my TV's dying, someone got me a new TV, right? Like those things happening is amazing. That people like what I do so much and like me as a person so much that they would go out of their way to be supportive like that. It's a really outstanding. Okay. In my personal life, things are good. Okay. Kat's lived here since February, and just so you guys know, I haven't talked a lot about it.
I thought he just said he wasn't going to talk about his personal life. Like, didn't he just say that like a minute or two ago? That, like, he's not going to say anything about his personal life?
But she works her butt off. She actually has a full-time job that she works all the time, which is why a lot of the times today she's at work. You know, she's working all the time. She's contributing. She's trying to put money towards the bills and everything. And she's got her own responsibilities, too. So some people are just so dumb. They think, oh, well, she moved in with you. Well, why isn't there, like, a significant ton of money coming in? Because she has her own life, her own past debts and things, you know, that accumulate that she has to deal with, too. She's not a person that came in here with zero, no past. She didn't exist till she moved in with me, right? No, she has her own life, her own responsibilities and things going on. And she's been really, you know, contributing a lot, you know, helping with the things around the house. That's the cool thing. Since Kat moved in, now we share all responsibilities. Cleaning the house, cooking, it's shared, which is really nice. And it's definitely a positive influence on me. You know, basically when I'm off stream and I actually get to spend time with Kat, it's amazing. The problem is a lot of the times we get to spend together ends up being rushed. Like yesterday was our day off. We have one day a week we take off no matter what, that we spend a whole day together, right? Just to give you guys some perspective. Here was our day off yesterday. We finally both got to sleep in a little bit extra because we never get to. So we both slept in a little bit extra. We went out and we grabbed lunch.
Doesn't he wake up at like 9 or 10 every morning? My life would be so much better if I could wake up at like 8 instead of 7.
We went to a local animal shelter to look at some cats because, you know, eventually we would maybe like to get a pet. But we know right now it's not financially feasible, especially, again, with things not being steadily financially here and not knowing what's going to happen with the future, which I'm going to talk about a little bit.
Guys, look, I want a little kitten. That little kitten is going to die if you don't give me money. If you don't give me money to adopt that kitten's going to die in a ditch, and it's going to be your fault.
Here in this video, you know, I can't realistically, we can't take in a cat if I don't know if I can keep the house. You know what I mean? But we go to this local animal shelter. We look at all these cats and everything. We had to spend some time with them. Then we basically went to the local garbage dump, and I threw out a ton of shit. I threw out like 3 broken office chairs, a bunch of just crap, trying to get it out of here. And finally opened up the storage nook. If you guys, you know,
the nook. Like, once again, he says this like I don't know.
I have a storage nook in my bedroom where I have all this stuff, all these old statues and stuff I used to have on display when I lived in Connecticut. I can finally fucking get in there now.
No, he says it like it's a mystery. Like, I had 3 broken office. I had all this shit. Does anybody remember the time when his parents had to come all the way from Connecticut to help him clean his house? And he said that he's had garbage in his garage from the previous inhabitants of the house. So he's had garbage there for the last, like, how long has he been in that house? He's had trash there, like trash sitting in his garage for like 2 to 3 years. That stuff must have become sentient.
So it's like, wow, that was good. We went to the dump, did that. Then after that, we had to go do a few errands and stuff. We did look at a few things, nice things, like, for example, this shirt Kat bought me yesterday. This cool Gremlin shirt. We saw it at a local Kohl's store, and she really liked it. I was like,
he has no money, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what? I love Gremlins too. I watch it every...
Okay, so Guilty Spark is asking about the house thing. Okay, so Phil made his parents fly across the country to help clean his house. He made them stay in a hotel. He wouldn't let them stay in his house, and he made them pay for the whole thing.
Every Christmas, and she was like, oh, I'm gonna get you that for streams. She did, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. Here's another new shirt I could wear on streams and stuff, right? We went out and had a small quick dinner, and then we went grocery shopping, came home, had more. more errands to run when we were at home. Like, that was the end of our day. We had to do cleaning and everything, washing clothes. So all in all, I say it's our day off together. Probably 60 to 70% of it was running errands and doing things that aren't fun, you know. And that's our relaxation day. That's kind of how it is around here. She's working full time. I'm working full time, and
Okay, Savage Lars says, if I was Phil, I would sleep on the couch and let my parents sleep in my room. Yeah, they're your fucking parents. They're elderly parents who came across the country to see you. You don't make them put themselves up in the hotel. That's just, it's disgusting. It's just worst son ever.
our schedules sadly can't even align all the time. So the thing is, the time we actually do get to spend together is absolutely amazing and meaningful, but we don't get enough of it. You know what I mean? And it sucks because she moved in and we were hoping things would eventually steady out. They haven't. Like, she actually moved into a better job and got to get paid more money, but when she did that, the schedule got all fucked up. And so that's why now...
But I thought he wasn't going to talk about his personal life. He keeps saying, I'm not going to talk about my personal life.
Every week, you notice our days off are different. Like, I'll have a different day off during the week every week. It's different because her schedule gets fluctuated every week.
By the way, his camera is like the shittiest thing ever. This looks like barely 480p. And this is... I have this running at full 1080p.
So anyway, that's kind of the behind-the-scenes stuff, you know, that's going on here. Now, a lot of people have asked about the future. Phil, would you ever get engaged again? Phil, would you want to get married? I mean, the way things are going, yeah. Like, things have been amazing this year. No lie. Things have been really positive. I really do feel Kat is my soulmate. I would love to spend the rest of my life with her. All right? But when you have things that are uncertain, it's hard to take that step. You know what I mean? And even though, yeah, oh, how would Phil even buy an engagement ring? He has no money. You have to realize that engagement rings don't even have to be expensive. You can get one for under $100. It's just not a fancy looking ring. It's the meaning behind the ring that's more important. The thing is, we would never be able to do things like oh, let's set a date or let's do stuff like... We would never be able to do anything like that.
Okay, so let's see what he's guilted so far. He's talked about how he, like, a cat is gonna die. He's talked about how he can't marry his full-time GF. That's like that he's just it's so just bullshit. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I hate expensive engagement rings. I think it's a scam from the De Beers and like Cecil Rhodes to like sell diamonds, but you can just give somebody a silver or gold band. There's nothing wrong with just giving them a sterling silver ring. I mean, I hate this like status signaling ring thing. I think rings are a really good idea. I like the signal of commitment, but there's no reason why he has to buy like a super expensive ring. Also, I don't get this whole I can't get. I think it's just. Duncan Harrell said, only ring I think is worth that much is a wedding ring. And even then, that sounds like a ripoff. I forgot that there's a separate ring. A silver band is still worth more than $100. Okay, maybe, but my point is it's not a diamond and it's not gold. Or even he could give her, like, I don't know, a tungsten one or a steel one. I mean, if you actually want to marry somebody, it's not financially possible to buy her a nice ring, then it just isn't. And you can get her a better one later on. And once again, DSP isn't religious. He doesn't have any friends and he doesn't have any family. I don't get why he can't just go to City Hall and get a justice of the peace to sign a marriage license. Like, who is he going to invite?
Yeah, because of what's going on financially with me and everything. Okay? So basically, that's one of the things that's kind of behind the scenes, is that financially, because of the way things are going, things are screwed up with our personal life. We would love to be able to plan out, oh, what's a next step or whatever, okay? And I can't do that. It sucks. I'm stuck in pause because of finance shit, okay? But outside of that, like, everything else is good. Like, our personal life is really good.
Here, just as kind of a side thing, because this is unbearable. This is what a tungsten ring looks like. I actually think it looks pretty cool. The problem with tungsten rings is you can't cut them off because they're harder than the cutting tools. There's another tungsten ring. Oh no, that's titanium. Or titanium would be cool. I know this is completely just unrelated, but I just thought it was interesting. Actually, I don't know if tungsten rings are more or less expensive, but it is what it is.
When we get a chance to spend personal time together, in my opinion, the streams are doing good. And like I said, numbers-wise, financially, the streams have been great this year. In fact, I made more money again on Twitch this year than I did before. Last year was a really good year. This year was even better. And I get the feeling with the amount of people coming in to check out any kind of game that I play, and next year is going to be a tremendously good year for games. If you're not aware, it's going to basically just be better and better and better. Like, I think streaming is just going to keep improving and being on an upward trend. I think what I've done with my streaming is exactly what I needed to do. I separated myself from the disgusting negative shit on YouTube. I'm at a place.
And you went to the disgusting negative shit on Twitch.
Now where my streaming every day is valued by Twitch and valued by my viewing audience. This is the place to be, and this is
Twitch loves me and his streams.
This is where I need to keep at. Okay. Okay, now, what I want to do, guys, is basically tell you guys about the bad stuff, okay? This is, sadly, some of the stuff that's been going on in 2018 I really haven't told you guys about at all, on purpose, because I didn't really want to discuss it until basically it became an issue or something that you guys needed to know. So let's get to it, but quickly I'll do a few shout-outs. Thanks to Lunatic Fringe, who tipped me $1, Moonwalkman tipped me $1, and he said, he said he doesn't like Fantastic Beasts 2. He saw it and he thought it was really disappointing.
Wow,
Thank you to Guitar Player for a 13-month resub, Demon DJ for an 18-month resub, and Dark Maggot just did a 200-bit cheer. He said, Happy Thanksgiving. You eat a lot and spend all night walking around on Black Friday. Have fun. Keep up the great work. All right. Thank you, Dark Maggot. Thanks, everyone, for your support. All right. So let's talk about the negative stuff that's been going on behind the scenes. All right, guys?
Yeah, so you can get a good tungsten or titanium ring for under $100. I know this is a relevant thing, but titanium and tungsten are both awesome metals.
So I'm going to be very honest with all of you, all right? Sadly, one of the issues that's been an ongoing thing that's still, to this, it's still giving me problems, is the biggest problem from last year. If you guys remember last year, 2017, my stuff was actually getting good. Like, I was starting to pay down my debts.
No, you
weren't. The money I was making on Twitch, the increase of money on Twitch, it was to the point where things were looking positive and good.
I thought he wasn't making more money. Like, it goes back and forth. Like, he's like, I'm making more money. Now I'm making less money. Now I'm making more money again. Like, it goes back and forth.
But then all of a sudden in the fall of last year, I got notice from the state income tax department for the state of Washington, where I live, that basically I was supposed to be paying state business income taxes for 4 years that I lived here, and my accountant who was doing my taxes from back in Connecticut did them all wrong. And I was like, oh shit, oh, it's a little bit of money? Oh no, it was a ton of money. It was a ridiculous amount of back taxes that I owed, plus fees and interest and all this shit that they accumulated on top of everything, because I wasn't doing my taxes right for years and years and years, okay? So you guys, if you've been following along me the last year, you already know what happened. Basically, number one, I needed to raise a bunch of money by January to pay taxes for January that I was going to owe. Then I needed to raise a bunch of money for about April to pay the back taxes. Excuse me, not April, it was around June. I needed to pay all these taxes for June that were going to be due at once. In the meantime, I had to pay a tax attorney to fix all of my back tax situation.
Can anyone follow this story, like, at all? I thought he just told us that, like, he wasn't going to tell us all this stuff about his life.
Which was completely fucked up, okay?
Take a sip.
So, rather than
I'm drinking
really
an Arizona
tea
tea
with all the
myself.
fucking annoying details. By the end of the day, all right, I owed the state over $5,000. I owed my tax attorney.
Wait a minute, it was only 5,000. Like, this keeps changing. It was $10,000, then it was $5,000. Then only 1 year was $5,000. Then there was all these fees. Like, it keeps changing.
Over $5,000 for the work that he had done to fix all of this. And basically, I had no money to do it. So
I thought no, he said last time, remember the $4,000 meme? I had to pay $4,000, $4,000, $4,000.
all of that money, that was phantom money that I didn't have, got charged to...
Phantom money. Like the Phantom paid. Literally. Okay, I gotta clip that for the stream thumbnail. It's literally the fucking, like, it's an MGS. It's MGS money. There we go.
my credit cards and completely and utterly maxed out any remaining credit that I had was maxed, getting rid of this state taxes issue. Now the good news is I'm now in line with what I need to do for my state taxes. It's not a lot of work for my tax attorney to file them every year. It should be a very minimal charge for him to do it. I know what I'm...
Who thought that, like, how did he think paying his taxes with his credit cards was a good idea? Now, I want to ask people in the chat, because I've never been in this situation. Do governments never let you do payment plans? Like, would they really not let this dude, like, pay it in installments if he owed all the back taxes? It just seems weird that they demand all the money up front. I mean, that he had to pay it all at once. I mean, I don't know what the tax... Okay, the thing is, and this is for people watching this, the absolute worst thing you can do is put it on your credit card. Because credit cards have usurious, extremely high credit cards. Interest rates. The interest rate in credit card is like 20 to 30%. It's outrageously high. Whereas a mortgage is only sometimes you can get it like 2 to 4%. I think my parents' mortgage was like 3%. They had it like locked in. So while it's not a large principal, the actual interest rate is low. So, like, if you were, and this is why what a lot of people do is they refinance, so they move all their credit card debt into their mortgage. So, like, if you have $10,000 of credit card debt at 20% a year, then that's going to be $2,000 in interest payments. Whereas if you move that into your mortgage, then that'll only be $300 in interest payments. So the point is, whatever the interest was going to be, and I doubt the IRS charges that high an interest rate, it's not going to be anywhere near what it costs to put it on your credit card, which have like literally the highest interest rate possible, other than maybe payday loans. I can't think of anything with a higher interest rate.
I'm going to owe around the end of the year. I should be able to afford it, and I think state taxes from now on, I'm good. But the cleanup job of doing this cost me over $10,000 that I didn't have and went to credit cards, which I shouldn't have maxed out, but I had to. I had no other way to pay this. Okay? So that's one thing going on behind the scenes here that sucked. Now, this all basically was paid as of June this year. What I was hoping was, man, now I need to start working on my taxes for federal, because I owe the federal government taxes. I'm self-employed. They tax you. And they're going to want me to pay,
Oops.
As I just told you guys, during June, I completely overextended myself.
Okay. So he completely paid off all of his taxes. He's okay, so he paid off all his taxes, but he didn't pay off all of his taxes. But he paid off all his taxes. Like, nothing about this story. Also, somebody says, is there any proof of this? No, he won't show any proof for any of this. So, I don't, like I said, who pays taxes on a credit card? Am I just really naive and stupid? I'm going to ask that. Am I naive and stupid for thinking paying taxes on a credit card is a bad idea? Like, I don't know. The other thing is, keep in mind about his income. Every paycheck I get, income tax is deducted. Canadian pension plan is deducted. Workman's comp is deducted. Health payroll is deducted. So my paycheck is dramatically reduced, whereas he gets all the money without any taxes up front.
Now, the good news is I'm now in line with what I need to do for my state taxes. It's not a lot of work for my tax attorney to file them every year. It should be a very minimal charge for him to do it. I know what I'm going to owe around the end of the year. I should be able to afford it. And I think state taxes from now on, I'm good. But the cleanup job of doing this...
I looked up the state taxes. The state taxes were only like 1% or something. They were very negligible when I actually looked it up.
Cost me over $10,000 that I didn't have and went to credit cards, which I shouldn't have maxed out, but I had to. I had no other way to pay.
No other way. No.
Okay? So that's one thing going on behind the scenes here that sucked. Now,
couldn't he have like sold his statues or his PSVR? I don't know.
This all basically was paid as of June this year. What I was hoping was, man, now I need to start working on my taxes for federal, because I owe the federal government taxes. I'm self-employed. They tax you, and they're going to want me to pay, them, what I owe them every year for my federal taxes. But I just literally overextended myself to get rid of this state tax issue. I paid off the taxes. I paid the attorney. I paid everyone with credit cards. And now I had no money at all. Nothing. No credit, nothing to pay anything else. Which is why, if you guys haven't noticed this year...
Okay, so here's another thing. He claims he can't sell stuff because trolls will buy it on eBay. And that doesn't make any sense to me, because on eBay he could just not give a price. He could just sell it under a different name. Like, he just doesn't sell it under Phil Brunel. He just makes up a name and he sells it under that. Like, you don't have to sell stuff on eBay under your real name. You just come up with a business name and sell it under that. eBay has all your personal information and they manage the transaction. Like, most people I bought stuff on eBay don't use their real names for one reason or another. Like, it's nonsense to say he can't sell it.
A lot of the times when something happened, like when my PS4 was dying, I was like, I'm just going to have to keep playing on the broken PS4 because I can't afford it. I didn't have the credit to even go out and buy a new PlayStation 4. Same thing with my TV. People were like, well, you're getting a new PS4, but you won't have a TV to take advantage of it. I couldn't afford a new TV. The very few things this year that I bought and do that with that were new. I think earlier this year I was able to afford one hard drive to back up my video files. And the games this year that I bought for the business were all financed by your tips. Okay, so it was actually your tips on streams that paid for all that stuff because I didn't have any credit on my credit cards or anything.
Well, so what he's saying is my income was used to pay things, but that is his income, his money people give him.
I didn't buy anything anymore. It sucks. It's terrible. But that's the situation that I'm in right now, okay? Now, what I was hoping would happen, and what actually looked like it would happen, was that, okay, well, that sucks, but maybe because my Twitch is increasing, and I know for a fact that my Twitch is making more money, that I'll make more money on my Twitch, it'll account for that, and maybe I'll be able to pay off that shit, so that now I can afford my taxes, moving forward this year. Maybe I'll be able to pay down my credit cards a little bit, and then, okay, my first tax payment's in, I can afford it, or whatever, okay? And at first, it looked like that's what was going to happen. Like, around June-ish, it looked like, wow, I am making a lot more money. In fact, if you remember, around June-ish, July-ish, I was saying, wow, these are the best streaming months I've ever had. I actually got a little bit extra money, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to reveal to you some of the stuff that happened behind the scenes that I've not talked about whatsoever until right now. The full story of what happened between me and YouTube and my partnership network, Curse. Because I never told you the truth. I didn't feel like it was going to benefit.
I thought he didn't tell us about drama.
Anyone until right now to tell you what actually happened. Okay? For those of you who don't know.
Now, maybe somebody could tell me how income works, how business taxes work in Canada. Sorry, in America, because I really have no idea. But in Canada, you can. Thank you, Super 360. I appreciate it. You can write off most of your business expenses. So, like I make money off of YouTube. I make I don't know, a couple $1,000s a year from ad revenue and Patreon and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie. And I report all the income on my taxes because it's legal. Because I don't I want to be in compliance with the law. I don't want to get screwed, and it's not that much money. But I also write stuff off. So, like, for instance, I think this is like a 26-inch monitor in front of me, like a 2K monitor. So I wrote that off because I use it. The microphone I'm using, I wrote off. When I bought Sony Vegas, I wrote that off. I pay for TubeBuddy, so I wrote that off. What else did I write off? Microsoft Office. Stuff like that. I put that on my taxes, and that stuff gets exempt. That lowers my taxable income. Most of the time, it's kind of even because I just put a lot of stuff I buy for it. And that's perfectly legal. That's not me gaming the system or anything like that. Kim says, I finally caught an Argent stream live. Really like your content. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's very kind. But like, there's a lot of stuff you can write off. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, when he talks about his taxes, if you look at his write-offs plus the tax cut this year, the amount of taxes he pays, you have to wonder. Now, keep in mind, with write-offs, you can't. It's not necessarily you can write off 100% of it. Like, in Canada, food and entertainment is only 50%. So if you take a client out for lunch, you can only deduct 50% of that from your business taxes. But even so, it adds up, and I think stuff like capital goods are 100%. But just something to note. If you ever do a online business of any kind, I would recommend I would recommend reporting your income to the government, even if you don't want to, because it's probably not going to be that much, and there's a lot of stuff you can write off. So I like to keep on the level.
Around this summer, I had to leave Curse. Curse was my partnership network on YouTube. They provided me with the highest paying advertisements of the whole, website on my videos. I was making good money, and everything was good. Never once did I
Everything was good. Okay.
ever get a complaint from Curse that I had done anything wrong. Everything was good. Everything was in line. They were making money on me. I was making, decent money on YouTube. It wasn't as good as it used to be, but it was a certain consistent level every month, so that, okay, if YouTube stays consistent and my Twitch is going up every month, now I can afford maybe pay down those credit cards and afford my taxes, and everything would have been fine.
MNS17 says he probably writes off the bottled water as office supplies. Yeah, you can do that. I mean, offices can write off the coffee they give to employees as a business expense. It is a legitimate business expense. So he can probably write off almost anything. I mean, he's self-employed.
So here's what happened. Okay? I think it was about July, I want to say. It might have been June, but I think it was about July. I got contacted by Curse. Now, this is the first time I've ever been contacted by Curse, like, personally about stuff. And they said that we need to talk to you. And it's not something that we want to put in writing. It's something that we actually want to talk to you man to man about because of the seriousness of it. I was like, oh my God, what could this possibly fucking be? Right? So I went ahead and I had a conference call with Curse and their management and everything. And basically, here's how the situation went. And none of this is in writing because they said they couldn't put it in writing. This was something they wanted to be informal on a call. But basically, they said, here's the deal, Phil. We know who you are.
I mean, once again, I just want to say that Like this is not cheesy, sleazy stuff. I'm talking about like I give my accountant all the receipts. I keep records of everything. This is completely legitimate. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about. No, that's fine to talk about. This is advice. This is what I like to do with these. This is a learning experience. For you guys. A lot of you are younger than me, so just some stuff to keep in mind.
And we know you've been around for 10 years, and we actually like your content.
No.
Like, we know who you are and what you're all about.
This doesn't sound real at all.
And we support you. And since you signed on with us a year and a half ago, because at that point it had been almost a year and a half that I was with them, there have been many times when people have tried to come up against you and say that you do horrible things on YouTube, and they've false flagged your videos and they said all this negative shit. Now, because we're your partnership network, all right, we have to review those cases to actually find out what's going on. And the bottom line is, we have gotten to know you over the past year and a half because we review your cases so much for all the false flagging. We know you don't do anything wrong. We've seen your content and we know that everything is good. In fact, your content is getting more in line with being more acceptable on YouTube. You don't do the risque stuff, the more adult-oriented sexual content and stuff like that you used to do back in the day. You've changed for the better. And I kind of explained to them, you're absolutely right, because the reason that I did that was because Twitch. I wanted to be a part of Twitch. I wanted Twitch to be a major thing, my streaming, and I had to kind of conform more to what their terms of service were going to be. And doing that, I have to kind of, not water myself down, but become less of a provocateur and more of just an entertaining, chill streamer. And they understood that. They said, yeah, we can actually see that from when we watch your videos. You get all these false flags that you did these terrible things. We look at your video, nothing like that at all. Your actual streaming content is good. Okay? But basically, here's what happened. They said, here's the problem. In 2018, YouTube has completely changed their mentality.
Okay, guys, whenever Phil starts talking, this I think really shows his debts. Let me just see here. Just trying to see how to get this centered properly. There we go. An advisor once asked the Western Paladin how much gold would be enough. I have no need of fools who can imagine enough, he told the advisor's corpse. So, yeah, that's Phil there. And that is a description of no amount of money will ever be enough for him.
Comes to partnership networks, okay? It used to be that partnership networks were a great positive for YouTube, that YouTube would basically say, if you really want to have ads on YouTube, you really should be with a partnership network, because that puts the responsibility on the partnership network to make sure that all the content coming out on YouTube is kosher. And it's the partnership network's responsibility to make sure if one of their partners screws up, to make sure that partner gets in line, and it could actually be held against the partnership network if, let's say, for example, I put out a video where I'm naked and I'm obviously violating YouTube's policy, then Curse would have gotten in trouble for that, okay? But
now, to be fair to Phil, he is 100% right that YouTube's flagging system is broken. It is extremely abusable. I've obviously had it abused as... I've had it abused on me all kinds of times. It's been abused against me. It's abused against a lot of different people, etc. Super 360 says, why can't I send a message with Super Chat? If you want to just say a message, I'll read it out, obviously. But I lost my train of thought there for a minute. But yeah, no, it is broken. He is 100% right that it's broken and easy to abuse.
the good news is I never did anything like that. Everything I ever did was in line with YouTube's terms of service or whatever. Never had a problem. But what I was being told was, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Once again, my business has been massively negatively affected by the trolls who collect.
I didn't think that. I thought he said that. I don't.
Claim that they don't mean to hurt me, that what they're doing is just to make me improve or whatever. So here's what actually happened with Curse, all right? Curse in 2018 had to institute a new policy, a new agreement they had with YouTube, that if they were going to continue to operate, they had to now manually review every single report that came in for one of their partners. Okay? So here's what would happen. I would do a stream, and during that stream, something would piss off a troll or something would piss off one of the people who illegally steal my content, and they would basically make a meme out of something that happened on a stream, and then those people watching that stream would go mass report me to YouTube saying that I did something wrong during that stream in line with like that meme or whatever was going on, and Curse would get 100, 200 reports in one day that I did something wrong, all saying the same memes. A lot of them were basically copy and pasted from different YouTube accounts, but the same thing over and over. So they would get 100, 200 things on their fucking desk and say, what the hell is this? What, you know, and they would start looking at them and say, this isn't legit at all. It's all bullshit against Phil. It's people basically trolling Phil.
And Phil, this is the problem with your lies, because this actually sounds not only probable but plausible. This sounds like something YouTube would do, because I know this happened to me. This is exactly what Yandere devs. This is exactly what Yandere devs fans did to me. They abused the system. They mass flagged until something got through. So, does this sound plausible that Curse had to manually review every one that was sent against him? Yeah, that sounds plausible. Were people mass flagging his videos without any real standing to do so? I don't doubt that. That probably actually happened. But once again, the issue is there's no reason we should believe him because he lies about absolutely everything.
But because of our new agreement with YouTube, behind the scenes, we now have to manually investigate every fucking case, and we have to close each one manually. Now, initially, Curse backed me and said, you know, this is not Phil's fault that this would happen. This is, you know, he's not doing anything wrong. We're looking at his content. There's nothing wrong with his content. He's not inciting these people. These are people who literally just make their living or get their jollies off of making fun of Phil, and they start these negative memes and then mass report to YouTube just as a trollish measure to see if they can hurt him, and they backed me to a point. But basically what they said is it got to the point where there were certain things going on. For example, the state tax situation, where then they would mass report, oh, Phil is scamming his viewers in this video, go check it out. And there'd be, you know, 100 fake reports. And the person from Curse would spend all fucking day having to manually close 100 reports from 100 different YouTube accounts saying that I had violated the terms of service when I didn't.
Also, once again, if people were actually doing this, which I actually don't doubt because this does sound like something people would legit do. I have always been very staunch in my opposition to people fucking with Phil or trying to like ruin his life IRL. I don't like it when because I don't like it when it happens to me. I don't like it when it happens to everyone. If you file community guideline strikes on people, I in general think there's very few cases in which a community guideline strike is justified. I think it has to be like Elsa Gate or like outright nudity or like torturing animals on stream. I don't like community guideline strikes, and I think they should only be used under the most like just the most over the top of cases. But the fact that this is DSP doesn't really change the mind that I think this is completely bullshit.
And it basically got to the point where the actual manpower of closing false logs against me was more expensive than keeping me as a partner. So they were making money on me but the money they were making was less than the manpower it took for them to have to manually close all these logs. And I said to them, well, in this case, this is a special case, obviously, would it actually be a bad thing for you to just ignore it? Because I've been here for 10 years. I rely on YouTube income to make my living. I need this income. So if you
to pay my bills,
to say just ignore those reports and not have to put in those hours or whatever, save yourself the money, right? And they said, no, we can't do that because God forbid I have a bad day and this is the day when I actually do violate the YouTube terms of service or something. If I get in trouble, they get in trouble. And they said we can't have a person, as a liability, especially someone like me who wasn't making them a lot of money. Let's be honest, I'm a small-time guy now on YouTube.
Small-time guy who does YouTube for a living? Small-time guy who has 186,000 subs?
I'm not a huge guy anymore. And they said, not that you don't make us money, you don't make us a ton of money. If you were making us tens of thousands of dollars a month hand over fist, then maybe we would be willing to put up with it. But for the amount of money you're making us, there's no way that we can risk that one day we don't review something that you did and then it becomes legit and now we get slammed financially from YouTube with fines and fees or maybe get penalized because of that. So basically, that we had talks, okay, back and forth for about a month and a half. And after about a month and a half of talks, Curse said, we're sorry.
Like, as I said, I don't like the precedent. I don't like the precedent that it establishes, regardless of how you feel about Phil, that you can censor people for just by filing bullshit claims on them. Like, that you say something a little mean, that you say something a little politically incorrect, and a bunch of people who don't like you just mass flag your channel to try to shut you up. Like, it's just, people have thin skin. And it's one thing to get upset over something and to kind of maybe cry a bit over it. And I get that, because if people were making like super negative videos about me, I'm not going to pretend that it wouldn't hurt. I'm not going to pretend that wouldn't get under my skin, at least to a certain extent. But at the same time, that doesn't justify trying to shut somebody down, especially when it's their livelihood.
Phil, you've done nothing wrong. We like your content, but because we have to basically start now trimming people who are not cost effective to keep, we have to basically kind of agree to end the partnership. And I said, I guess I agree, but this sucks. And they said, yeah, basically, Phil, you're not ever going to be able to get partnered ever again, because now that this is known, what company is going to do that? Because they know people are going to false report you. And it's the thing is, when you're on your own YouTube channel with your own ads, your own AdSense, that goes through YouTube's report system, which is so terrible anyway. Most of the time, they don't even review things that get reported. And when they do, it's a quick cursory glance. You know what I mean? So that's basically what Curse told me. They were like, if you go by yourself, if you don't have a partnership on YouTube, and you just do your own ads, you're actually safer than you are with us. Because with us, we have to manually review everything. With YouTube, chances are they don't even review it anyway. A lot of people, this happens to them, they're fine. So this is what happened, is I lost my not that it was super lucrative or anything, but I was making a lot more money on YouTube when I was with Curse than when Curse had to release me from their network. And it was not anything I did wrong. Curse didn't want to get rid of me. It was 100% these fucked up people.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
People who steal my content, restream my content, say negative shit about me, and incite these thousands of people to go false report me to YouTube for stuff I didn't do. Okay? That's what got me out of Curse, as fucked up as it is. Now, if you guys remember, at that time, when Curse finally did release me from my partnership, everything went wrong on YouTube. YouTube had frozen an AdSense account for invalid click activity that didn't exist. They had actually erroneously frozen it. It took me 3 weeks to get Google employees off their lazy asses to actually fix that issue, which was their internal...
Yep, that's a good idea. Just keep attacking Google.
Internal issue was never anything I did wrong. They fucked up. And that was 3 weeks of money that I didn't make on YouTube. Then when the ads came back, it took forever to get them to work properly, and I had a giant dip in income from the months of July through all of August on YouTube because of all this happening. Now, when I finally came back and was able to monetize my videos again, I said, I'm going to do something positive for the viewers. I'm going to make longer videos, okay?
That was the reason he did it. It wasn't because of laziness, guys. It was for you ungrateful pieces of shit.
But what ended up happening was, because I made longer videos and uploaded way less videos a day, my revenue also dipped. So it was a combination.
I don't think that's how it works. Actually, I'm like 90% sure that that's not how it works.
And number one, I wasn't with the partnership network anymore, so my money went down. Number two, I didn't have ads on YouTube for 3 weeks because YouTube screwed me over. And then finally, when they fixed everything, I was doing longer videos, and that hurt me too. So it was like the triple fucking whammy of things that all happened at once. And my YouTube revenue went from being here to being nothing to being like here. So not even like less than.
His YouTube revenue keeps like falling, but he somehow is dependent on it.
And half, okay? And I'll be honest with you, things got
Every time he says I'll be honest with you, that means he's about to lie.
slightly better the last couple of months on YouTube. The reason being, there's two reasons. Number one, because it's the holiday season and there's just more ads to go around on YouTube, so my YouTube did artificially kind of increase a little bit income-wise. The other thing is, YouTube, guys might not have heard this, basically changed the ad policy.
Didn't he say that his parting with Curse was amicable? And that he didn't have anything against them, and it was something that they just talked about calmly and rationally, and they mutually agreed to just end the partnership on good terms? If that's the case, then why is he doing this? Like, why is he going and starting this beef with some company he has nothing to do with anymore and dissing them, etc.?
And made it so that everyone gets the same ads now. So even though I'm not with Curse anymore, I pretty much am kind of getting around the same ads that I would have gotten. Okay, maybe, I don't know, because there's no way I could compare because I'm not with them anymore. I don't know what ads that they're getting or not. But they did this big internal change saying that basically people who monetize should be getting around the same ads now, because I guess they determined it was an unfair practice that being with a partner company got you better ads. Like I said, the big internal push this year, YouTube anti-partner company for some reason. So not only did they...
So what he's saying now is everything worked out and he didn't actually lose any money by leaving a network because he doesn't have to share revenue with them anymore, and he gets the same quality ads.
They make them now monitor every single report. Now they made it so that everyone gets the same ads. So what's the incentive of being with a partnership company anymore? I don't know. But basically the problem here is, as I just told you guys, during June, I completely overextended myself to take care of my state tax situation and get caught up. $10,000 plus of non-existent money went to credit cards that I didn't, I maxed everything out. And I'm thinking, okay, as long as everything stays good, I'm okay. And then what happens? I lose my part.
Because that's how life works. If everything stays good, I'm okay. If nothing goes wrong, then everything will go right.
Shit. I'm making no money on YouTube for a month. Then I'm getting way less than half of what I used to make. Now, along with all of this going on, guys, as you guys know, during this summer, we had a situation with a guy who, at first...
It's the guy.
Seemed like he was a generous party who actually wanted to come in and help me, and ended up being someone who was completely the opposite, okay? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. His name was Tutankhamun, and actually was kind of a godsend. And the reason I say that, even though his whole intention there was to screw me over in the long run, he helped me out at a time when
Once again, DSP's extreme short-term thinking shows.
I didn't have that extra income, I might have been completely screwed over. Reason being, like I said, I didn't have this YouTube money for like 2 months. I had no YouTube income. And because of that, I wouldn't have been able to even just catch up and pay my bills or anything. Like, I would have had no money. So this guy comes in, all of a sudden, he starts mass cheering. He starts mass gifting subs. He starts tipping me big. And it's great, but all the while, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, who is this guy? Who is this guy who out of nowhere would just show up on stream? Never heard of him. He's not revealing if he's a longtime fan or whatever. He just seems like a guy who's just showing up and throwing money around. Who the hell could this guy possibly be? And the whole time I'm very skeptical that something's going to go wrong. Okay.
No, you weren't skeptical at all.
Okay. Now, the good news is, After 2 months, Tut revealed himself to be a troll. One day on stream, nothing negative happened. He starts attacking my moderators and arguing.
I'm pretty sure his moderators started getting into fights with him. At the time, DSP blamed his moderators.
With them and stuff like that. They ban him because, you know, he's basically derailing the stream, insulting. He threatened one of them. He's, I'm going to beat you up and stuff like that, like being a moron. And I emailed him after. I'm like, what are you doing?
Was this guy like a Native American amateur wrestler who has a history of threatening to fight people IRL?
And basically he emailed me back and said, oh, I don't like you, and I'm going to now get all my money back. I'm going to get all my money back from Twitch, and I'm going to dispute all my tips to you. I'm going to get all the money back that I gave you over the last 2 months, you know. And that was it. Like, he didn't explain himself or nothing. Basically just said, screw you, I'm getting everything back. Mm-hmm. Then come to find out, he apparently had been talking with other people saying the whole thing was a setup, and that basically this was his intention kind of going along to do this, and that he was trying to get all his money back to screw me over. And I'm sorry, but, you know, it's such a fucked up thing that someone would try to do that. The good news here is that it didn't work at all. It didn't work at all. I kept everything that he had given me. You know, everything was kept.
Okay, so this is like a part where somebody's saying Donga, exactly who I'm thinking about. So he's saying now that because I got all that money, I actually got less money, and people who give me money are detractors because it reduces the amount of money that I get, I guess.
And this guy's a pathological liar.
Phil, you're the last person who should be calling anybody a pathological liar. Sorry, dude.
He went ahead to go to the other distractor streams and other streams and say, oh no, I disputed all that, I got all my money back and all that. He's completely full of shit. I kept everything. PayPal wouldn't have let me keep the tips, over $1,200 in tips, if he got the money back too. He's a pathological liar. This is some kid who probably has daddy's credit cards and is just...
Okay, you know what I have to say about this? Okay, come on, load. Fuck you, VLC. That was going to be the perfect sound drop. Okay, we'll give it another minute.
Spend. His daddy just lets him spoils the shit out of this kid so he doesn't have to deal with him. And he just goes crazy on the internet fucking throwing money at people. And his whole intention was to fuck me over.
Okay, here we go. It was just very quiet, so let's turn this up. All I can say about both DSP and Tut...
Say it one way.
Oops, that was way too loud. Let me just turn that down a bit.
What's happening here? The silver-tongued talker, right? Oh, I'm just going to say it one way, and hopefully you'll believe it, even though that's not the truth. And that's literally what's happening here. The guy's a liar. The guy's a fucking blatant liar and lying to everyone. But people are believing it because they don't know any better. A silver-tongued talker, right?
And luckily it didn't work, okay? So, short term, it was a good thing, and the good thing is all his attempts to fuck me over didn't work at all, and I'm fine. The bad...
But he just said that it did fuck... So did it fuck him over or not? He goes back and forth on this.
Bad news here is that what happened was my momentum on Twitch got derailed by this guy. Because that month before Tut had ever showed up was the month of July. I had big views. I had huge contributions that month. It was actually the biggest month ever that I'd ever had streaming on Twitch. And that was not with any input from Tut. That was, you know, the viewers before Tut had done that for me. And I was like, wow, if I can keep on this trend, this will be great. Tut shows up, and all of a sudden, because he's throwing money around, everyone's like, oh, well, you know, we got this guy who's super generous. I guess that Phil doesn't really need my support this month. I'll still watch his content, but now I'm probably not going to be doing contributions on his stream because, look, he just got gifted 600 subs, and he just got a ridiculous amount of tips from this guy. And look at that cheers he got during his Dark Souls stream. Why am I going to contribute, right? So it ended up...
Do people actually think that way? I mean, I don't think people think that way. Also, like, he's trying to convince us that people giving him money somehow hurt his financial situation. So is there anything that could help his financial situation? Like anything that possibly could at this point? Because giving money, as he said in the past, just makes him pay more in taxes. So you have to give him more money but he has to pay the money in taxes because he made more money. I don't know.
What ended up happening was I got 2 months of big support from Tut, August and September, and thank God, because those were the 2 months when I was getting paid for the months when I had no YouTube revenue. So if I hadn't had that, I wouldn't have even been able to pay my bills. I would have lost everything and basically had to figure out what I was going to do because I can't keep the electricity on. Okay, so at least...
Oh, it's just such bullshit. He would have been able to keep the electricity on. He could have just defaulted on his condo or something.
It made up for that, but what ended up happening then was when Tut went away last month in October, all of a sudden, because people were now in, oh, I don't need to contribute to Phil anymore because he made all that money, my contributions went way down. And in October, on Twitch, was my worst month of the whole year. I just want you to think about that. The whole year of 2018, the month with the most games, I made the least amount of contributions on stream. It was, I didn't talk about it. I didn't want to be negative. All right.
No, you did. You talked about it constantly, though.
I totally didn't want to do anything in that regard and say anything bad because I was feeling positivity. You guys were showing up and being positive to all my stuff. I didn't want to tell you guys, oh, by the way, everything's turning poorly, right? I didn't want to spoil that, especially the month when I was doing the most amount of games and whatever. But then when the month ended, I kind of looked, I was like, you got to be kidding me. So basically, I made way less in October than I had July, August, September. Now, yes, some of that was because of Tut, but keep in mind, even July, before Tut ever was there, I made way more money on Twitch than I did in October. So what I think is that basically, that's what happened. Tut's influence was a short-term gain, but long-term, it might have screwed me over. There are people who like, oh man, I like Phil and I support his streams, but he doesn't need support anymore. And they kind of, I saw a decline on Patreon, plus on the streams at once. So it was very disheartening. Okay, and the point I'm making is I didn't change. I didn't do anything wrong. It's just that people thought
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
Oh, Phil's doing insanely well because this guy, right? When in reality, all Tut was doing was putting a Band-Aid on the fact that I had 2 months with no YouTube revenue, fixing that for me. And now, basically how I'm doing now, guys, just so you know, Twitch is a little bit, I think this month, November, has been a little bit better than October, but it's nowhere near as good as it was, say, back June, July, which is what I was relying on. YouTube revenue is up, but nowhere near what I was making back when I was with Curse. And the problem is it's already artificially inflated. You see what I mean? It's already artificially inflated because of the holidays. What's going to happen come January when, woo, it tanks again? Because it does. It always tanks January, February. Ad revenue on YouTube is fucking terrible. So I can't even imagine what I'm going to be making on YouTube come January and February. All right? So, why am I telling you guys all this?
It's a good question.
Well,
because you want money.
Situation I'm in now. I was in a situation where I was forced to basically max out my credit cards and everything in the middle of this year to pay off this state tax issue that, again, nothing I did wrong. I got fucked over.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
By a previous tax attorney. I got that cleared up and I was like, smooth sailing for the rest of the year. This should be great.
Absolutely everybody who does business with this dude comes out. That's another screen cap worthy thing. Like, why would you ever do business with this dude? All he does is just slander them and blame them, and just it's really sad.
Great. Now I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. I'll make enough money. I should be able to pay everything. Then I lost my partnership with Curse because of trolls. Then YouTube fucked me over for 3 weeks by screwing up my ads. Then I finally got my ads back, but they were way less because I wasn't with a partnership network. Then, when things were on the turnaround, Tut decides to be a detractor and fucks me over, and people who were positively supporting the streams supported less, and now I'm in a situation where I'm like, I'm in almost the end of November. I don't have a single dollar to put towards my federal taxes this year. Not a dollar. Every dollar that I'm bringing in now has to go towards all my other things. Utilities, food, cost of health insurance, the games, obviously.
Okay, I'm gonna add this on the screen.
Credit card payments, loan payments, mortgages, every dollar that I have goes out, and I'm left with nothing. In fact,
we go.
This is not me lying or exaggerating, which I have not done at all in this video, I promise you. The past 2 months...
I promise you, I haven't lied. You gotta believe me, guys, that I haven't lied. You gotta believe me. I'm not lying about not lying. Like, what kind of fucking circular logic is that? Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
My fucking bank account got overdrawn. Because now all my payments are different. I get paid around the middle of the month for Twitch, and then like a week after that, YouTube pays me, and it's all screwed up because it used to be within the first 10 days of the month I would make my money from Curse, and cleared good, I could pay all my bills. Now it doesn't happen, and I don't even know what to do because every month I get overdrawn, and I'm not making enough extra money to even put in the bank account to cover that, so it doesn't happen every month. So here's the deal. Okay. I basically sat down and started weighing my options. And I said, what can I do to fix this? What can I realistically do to make things better to fix it? Because I need to raise money or do something to make money to pay these taxes coming up next year. There's only a few ways I can do it. Number one would be to try, I don't even know if I could, try to take out more loans, which with my credit the way it is and the amount of debt that I owe, very unlikely anyone would even grant me another loan. And if they do, I doubt it's going to be for the entire amount that I need to pay the federal government for.
No, nobody should. Nobody should give this dude a loan because, like, why would anybody give this dude a loan? It doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't give this dude a loan. He's not going to pay it back. He's even said, I'm not going to pay the money back. So if they're going to, I don't know.
For taxes, okay? Even if somehow I piece together enough with more borrowed money to pay the taxes, how do I now pay these new loans? With my money coming in every month and I'm only having enough to basically, pay things, and I'm even getting overdrawn, how am I going to afford another loan that's hundreds and hundreds of more dollars a month to pay off? Now, Kat stepped up and said, I'm willing to give you even more money out of my paycheck a month. And I'm like, we're already taking so much out. How much can you do? And she's like, yeah, but I love our life together. I love this situation we're in.
This sounds like complete bullshit. I don't think this actually happened. So, I just want to reread what the magic card says. An advisor once asked the Western Paladin how much gold would be enough. I have no need of fools who can imagine enough, he told the advisor's corpse. No amount of money will ever be enough for this dude. He doesn't deserve credit. Like, Tevin is right in this case. He's a risk. He's a risk, like, to just not ever pay his bills back. So, no, he shouldn't get credit. He doesn't deserve any.
I love this house. I love everything. And to give that up because of more fucking bad luck would be like a defeatist attitude. And I agree with her, but I don't know realistically if I would be able to even get enough credit to take out loans to pay these taxes. And that's only a 1-year fix. What happens next year? Will my streams increase more in 2019? Will there be more bullshit with YouTube in 2019 to fuck me over? I don't know what's going to happen.
It depends. If I need to beg, there'll be more bullshit. Otherwise, we're going to have clear sailing.
Okay, that's number one. My second option would be a refinance of this house. Mm-hmm. Now, I've been trying to refinance this house for 3 years. And every year when I go to do it, I'm told you have too much...
No, you've said in the past that you haven't tried to do it and it's impossible to do it. So now it is possible to do it? Okay.
Debt, not enough equity, not enough income. This year, I went to a different place than the place who I'd been talking to previously. They were a little bit more serious about it and said, okay, let's really look at your numbers and everything. And I actually went and did that over the last couple of weeks. And I'm still not done crunching the numbers. But basically, there's really bad news. Here's the bad news, everyone. When they're judged...
Like, I don't get it. Does he not get that there are taxes on a yearly basis? Like, it always is... Like, he always acts like it's some sort of, like, mystery or surprise that he has to pay taxes at the same time every year, and he knows what the tax rate is and he knows roughly what his deductions are, so he should be able to predict this. There shouldn't be any surprise.
Judging how to do a refinance, because I have a lot of equity in my house. If I could take a lot of...
Wait a minute, he said he has a lot of equity in his house, but now he doesn't? I can't follow this.
My debt, like my credit cards or loans, and put it into the mortgage, it would dramatically reduce my monthly payments. I'm not even kidding. I looked it up. it would reduce my monthly payments by like over $2,000 a month, it looks like. Holy shit, that's enough for taxes and everything, right? But here's the problem.
Wait a minute. It would reduce his payment. How much is he paying then in bills a month? In just interest? Like, none of these numbers make any, like, so if it reduces it by, but his taxes are said like, are like 10 grand a year when you just consider his taxes and his accountant, but that's only the state taxes, and then there's the federal taxes. So I can't fucking follow this. And here's the thing: if you actually start to add up the amount of money DSP claims he pays in taxes, it sounds to me like he makes an absurdly hard, like, huge amount of money. Like, it's got to be massive with the amount of, like, taxes he seems to pay. I think I calculated it once. And to pay the kind of taxes that he has, even without any deductions whatsoever, he'd have to be making, like, over 100 grand.
In order to qualify for a refinance, I need to have 2 years showing consistent income on my tax returns. I don't have that. I made way less money in 2016. Remember, 2016 I wasn't a full-time streamer. I was just reliant on YouTube, and that was a year when YouTube, that was the adpocalypse, right? It was like the end of 2016 was terrible for ads on YouTube and everything. And I made way less money in 2016. I actually had a big increase in my income last year because I started doing full-time live streaming, but it was the state taxes that fucked me over last year why I had no money. So I actually have showed I'm making more money now that I'm focused on live streaming. This year, it looks like I'm going to make just as much, if not slightly more than last year. So as of this year, I have 2 years of consistently higher income where I might qualify for a refinance, but they need 2 previous years of tax returns. So looking at 2016 and 2017, it's not enough. They're going to tell me we need 2017 and 2018 tax returns. Well, my tax returns won't be done for 2018 until April. So now that doesn't work. Guess when the federal taxes are due for me? April. So
okay, so out of for the sake of argument, let's see how much DSP would have to make, because as Savage Lars points out, he's claimed that he pays a third of his income in taxes. So let's see, for that to be true, let's see how much money he would actually have to make in order for that. Okay, let me just take that off the screen because that joke is over. Okay. So, let's just start off with filing status. I think, would it be married joint or married separate? Okay, single. Okay, so we'll start off with $40,000. Let me just look at the chat and see if anything is, if anybody's saying anything. 16K a year in federal taxes is about 80 to 90K a year. This is just in USA tax rate. Let's see here. Okay, so let's assume no monthly deductions. Let's assume he has none. So if he makes 40 grand a year, his effective tax rate would be 15%. Let's say he makes 60 grand a year, his effective tax rate would be 18%. Let's say he makes 100 grand a year, his effective tax rate would be 23%. Let's say he makes 120, 140, 160, 170, 90, I can't actually get it that high. So if he was actually paying a third of his income in taxes, you would have to be making like over $200,000, and that assumes that he has no deductions. So let's say his deductions are, and we'll lowball this, $2,000 a month. So, assuming he makes $100,000 a year, he pays less than a fifth of his income in taxes, and he doesn't have to pay a state income tax, and his business tax is like 2 to 3%. So this dude pays maybe 20% of his income in taxes. So, like, if he pays $2,000 a month, then, like, it doesn't even make any... I don't know. This is very confusing. I'm having trouble following this. None of it makes any sense.
Start a refinance process in April to make money to pay taxes that are due in April. You see what I mean? Plus, there's still no guarantee. I've got a ton of debt. We don't know, for example, if I did an appraisal on my house here, we don't know what the value would come in at. It's kind of ambiguous. They did a little bit of preliminary.
I thought he said, though, that his house has gone up 50%. Okay, I want to... like... I'm trying to, like, think about this for a minute. Shouldn't Kiwi Farms already have all this shit sorted out and downlocked? Yes, they... yes, they do, but we're just, we're having fun here.
Preliminary research, and we're like, it could come in this, it could come in this.
No, but I just want to ask people in the chat. He said in the past, hasn't he, that his house has gone up 50%? I'm like 90% sure that he said that in the past.
High, you could be good to go. You could pay off all your debt. If it came in low, it's not even worth it to do the refinance. So, I'm basically in a situation where I can't even do it. Like, this was one of the things I was hoping, I was banking on. Hopefully I could do a refinance, start in the fall, get it done by the spring. I'll have funds now that I can pay taxes, and then I'll be much better off not having all this credit card debt. I still can't do it at least until probably next year when I have 2 years of consistent tax returns showing more income. So I can't even do that yet. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know what else to do. I talk to my parents, and, they sometimes, every once in a while...
Okay, guys, we're about to get into... This may be the lowest he's ever gone. This may be the single worst thing that DSP is... No, this is... I don't know. This is up there. This is up there for the worst thing DSP has ever done. You're about to see the most scummy, lowest, like, crap tier, begging for money. It's just, it's the worst.
While something goes horribly wrong, are able to help a little bit, but they're elderly now. They're at a point where my dad still works full time. He does.
Okay, 1 second. My computer's freezing. Let's see here. Let me just look at the comments for a second.
That being said, they do as much. They emotionally support me, and every once in a while, if I need such a little bit of a boost or whatever, they've helped me over the years. Not just this year, but over the years, a little bit financially. I can't rely on them anymore. They don't have it. They don't have money to keep giving me for this kind of stuff. So I'm now find myself in a situation where basically I have between now and April, like say middle to late April, to raise an exorbitant amount of money. You may say, how much? I can just tell you this. This is an estimate. The amount of money I would need to raise between now and April. And by the way, this is the amount of money in addition to me making my normal money that I make every month on stream and every month on YouTube. In addition to my normal income, I need to raise about another roughly $16,000 between now and April.
Sorry, he needs 16... Sorry, let me just reread this. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention for a second there.
Qualify for a refinance, okay. But they need 2 previous years of tax returns. So looking at 2016 and 2017, it's not enough. They're going to tell me we need 2017 and 2018 tax returns. Well, my tax returns won't be done for 2018 until April. So now that doesn't work. Guess when the federal taxes are due for me? April. So I can't start a refinance process in April to make money to pay taxes that are.
Okay, so in the past, he said that he pays taxes every quarter. So I want to pull the chat here for a minute. Okay, he has said in the past he pays a quarter of his yearly taxes every quarter, right? Like, am I wrong? Am I crazy to think that he has said that? I just want you guys to to post in the chat whether or not he said that in the past, because I'm 90% sure he said that. And people who do small business, who run a business, have told me that you pay your taxes quarterly, and that's just how it works. So if he spent $16,000 on taxes for one semester, sorry, one tax period, then wouldn't that mean that he pays $64,000 a year? Okay, Emin says he 100% said that. I know I've heard quarterly taxes a lot. Not wrong. Yes, he said that. Yes, he did. Okay, so.
Due in April. You see what I mean? Plus, there's still no guarantee. I've got a ton of.
Okay, let me see here. Let's go back to this. How much would you have to make a year to pay $16,000 in taxes? So to pay $16,000 a year in federal taxes, he would have to make. Let's see, 95. He would have to make 95 grand a year. It's a bit more than 90K. So he'd have to make like 95K a year to pay 16 to pay that on your taxes. But okay, if I remove deductions, I think it goes down to. So we're assuming no deductions. He would have to make 90K a year with no deductions to pay that amount of money in taxes. But okay, no, we'd have to make $80,000 with no deductions. No, a bit less than that. Okay, so we'd have to make like 77K a year with zero deductions in order to pay 16 grand in taxes. I'm No, wait a minute. No, but fuck me, I'm getting tired. But no, he said a quarter's taxes is 16 grand. Okay, people in the chat, so okay, does that sound like it's a quarterly tax payment? Because if that's a quarterly tax payment, then to pay $60,000 a year in taxes, he would have to make. Okay, how much would he have to make? Okay, he'd have to make $230,000 a year with no deductions in order to pay $64,000 a year in taxes. And assuming he gets like a decent monthly deduction, he would have to make like $250,000 to pay his taxes. Like, what the fuck? No, this includes social. The calculator I'm using includes Social Security. Includes. Okay, don't calculate state tax. Washington State. There is no state tax for that. Includes Medicare. That includes Social Security. So that's all inclusive. So he makes $50,000 a year confirmed. Pretty much, right? No, that includes Medicaid. I think. Well, it includes Medicare. Yeah.
That we don't know. For example, if I did an appraisal on my house here, we don't know what the value would come in at. It's kind of ambiguous. They did a little bit of preliminary research and we're like, it could come in this, it could come in this. If it came in high, you could be good to go. You could pay off all your debt. If it came in low, it's not even worth it to do the refinance. So I'm basically in a situation where I can't even do it. Like, this was one of the things I was banking on. Hopefully I could do a refinance, start in the fall, get it done by the spring. I'll have funds now that I can pay taxes, and then I'll be much better off not having all this credit card debt. I still can't do it at least until probably next year when I have 2 years of consistent tax returns showing more income. So I can't even do that yet.
Okay, I want to pull the chat again. Okay, so somebody looked it up. So business and occupation tax is 1.5%. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting really tired here. It's like 12:13. We're almost done this nonsense, though. Sorry, trying to figure out his taxes is like decoding the fucking Rosetta Stone. Oh yeah, I got to see the Rosetta Stone in London at the British Museum, which was a lot of fun. I lost my train of thought there.
And it's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know what else to do. I talk to my parents, and they sometimes, every once in a while, something goes horribly wrong, are able to help a little bit, but they're elderly now. They're at a point where my dad still works full time. He does. But that being said, they do as much. They emotionally support me, and every once in a while, if I need such a little bit of a boost or whatever, they've helped me over the years. Not just this year, but over the years, a little bit financially. I can't rely on them anymore.
No,
they don't have it.
Though.
They don't have money to keep giving me for this kind of stuff. So I'm now find myself in a situation where basically I have between now and April, like say middle to late April, to raise an exorbitant amount of money. You may say, how much? I can just tell you this. This is an estimate of the amount of money I would need to raise between now and April. And by the way, this is the amount of money in addition to me making my normal money that I make every month on stream and every month on YouTube. In addition to my normal...
Sorry, addition? So none of the money that he makes normally is put aside for taxes. None of it. Okay, for those of you who work for a living, if you suddenly made 20 to 30% more, like, that doesn't... If I made that much more, I just save more money. So he literally just spends all the money that he would normally pay on taxes to... I don't fucking know. It doesn't make any sense.
Normal income, I need to raise about another roughly $16,000.
Okay, but if he raised the $16,000, he'd have to pay taxes on it. And he doesn't have anybody to pay the taxes on it.
Between now and April. That really hurts to say that. Because I don't know how I'm going to get it. Like I said, even if I could get loans, even if I could get whatever, it's probably not going to be enough to cover that much. Okay? The only option that's like ultimate worst option, okay, would be sell the house. If I sold this house, I'd probably have enough in equity to pay off a lot of stuff. Obviously, I'd be able to pay the taxes immediately, and I'd have enough equity to probably pay off a bunch of my debt. But there's major problems with that.
No,
okay?
there isn't.
Number
there's
one,
no problems with it.
My whole business is based off of this office. The reason that I put out the high quality streams that I do, and the reason that I'm able to do all this is because I have this dedicated room where I'm not interrupted by neighbors yelling at me. I'm able to have a soundproofed area. You know what I mean? Like, my quality of content has dramatically increased since I had my own dedicated office. That's number one. Number two, to sell this house is an incredibly painstaking thing. And I'm like, man, I would love to commit to that and say that I can, but I don't know what's happening here with all my money and taxes and everything, you know? This sucks. It's just like, this is why I purposely held all this stuff back from now, because it was just, you know, you're up to a point where there's so much going on behind the scenes and so much to hide from you guys, because I don't want you to come to my streams thinking about this shit every day. You know what I mean?
Like what the fuck? What the fuck is this? Like, what is even going on? We're here listening to this dude. Like, none of this makes any sense. None of this makes any sense. And he'd have to pay taxes on the money from his house anyways. So, like, it doesn't matter. Everybody he raises just goes to his tax. He goes to pay his bills. Really, is no loan interest write-offable on your taxes? Like, there's nothing he can do regarding it? Like...
It's tough. It's pretty tough. And I would definitely like to go visit my parents again next year, for even if it is maybe the last time to go be able to do that. But I can't do that if I don't have money to pay my taxes. I have to stay.
What a fucking scumbag. By the way, if you guys have noticed, I took my Zopiclone for the evening, so that's what. What kind of fucking scumbag? Also, isn't your home mortgage interest deductible? I'm pretty sure that it is deductible on your taxes. So he's literally just fucking saying here, let's just rewatch this.
And it's just cascading shit. And it's terrible because Kat and I have an amazing life. Like I said, we have talks where we like to get engaged, we like to maybe get married.
Okay, but I thought he said he wasn't going to talk about his personal life.
The other thing about all of this, which that's really messed up, which I do want to talk about here. My parents are getting older, to the point where I know they're having health problems or whatever, and they don't want to tell me fully what's going on because I think that they don't want me to worry. But at the same time, I get the feeling that they may be getting ill to the point where they won't be around forever. You know what I mean? And they really wanted me to go visit them next year, and I told them with the situation, there's no way. And they actually offered. They said, we in this case would be able to like maybe pay your way, pay for your plane tickets or in a hotel, in a car, or drive our car when you're out here, just so we can spend some time with you. You know, next year, maybe next spring when things die down a little bit with gaming or whatever. Because they want to meet Kat. They're dying to meet Kat. They really want to meet Kat.
Dying to meet Kat.
Yeah. And, you know, who knows when the next opportunity is going to be that I get to see them, if I even get to see them again, depending, you know, they're getting...
I'm never going to get to see my parents again. My parents are going to die. They're going to die in the ditch. Like, you know, in Citizen Kane, where his last words are Rosebud? It's going to be his last words are going to be DSP. His father's going to, like, lay there dying. And he's going to go and say... He's going to go say, Philip, I would have bought you the Wolverine toy. I would have. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Old. And I'm like, man, I would love to commit to that and say that I can, but I don't know what's happening here with all my money and taxes and everything, you know? This sucks. It's just like, and I didn't, this is why I purposely held all this stuff back from you guys until now, because it was just, you know, you're up to a point where there's so much going on behind the scenes and so much to hide from you guys, because I don't want you to come to my streams thinking about this shit every day. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's pretty tough. And I would definitely like to go visit my parents again next year, even if it is maybe the last time to go be able to do that. But I can't do that if I don't have money to pay my taxes. I have to stay here to work every day. You know what I mean? And my whole relationship with Kat is on hold, and all this. And the thing is, here's ideal state. If I could find a way past this tax situation, and I could stay the course, I have felt so much better positivity these last.
Yeah, but they're fucking detractors. Yeah. But like it's positive because people are giving me money. Like that's the only thing it says. Like I'm gonna say now, my experience on YouTube is really positive. Because like I have a lot of fun on Discord. I go on these streams and you guys, you have funny comments. You're interacting with me. You're interacting with each other. I love you guys. I have lots of fun doing this. This kind of makes my day when people message me and they say your videos helped me to deal with my depression. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate it. Like that makes my day. That makes me feel a lot better about myself. And to me that's real positivity. It's not necessarily like somebody sent me a message that they were laughing about my book and they thought a lot of it was funny and that made my day. That's real positivity. Like some trolls giving you money is not positivity.
Last 2 years, and my streaming, I'm telling you, when I look at how much I'm making, it's going up and up and up. This month of October was kind of a stupid anomaly because
I thought he wasn't making more money because of Tutankhamun. I thought he lost a whole bunch of money, but his money's going up now?
fucking fucked everything up with his, him coming in and all those contributions and people saying, well, I don't need to contribute. I get the feeling it's going to go back to where it was eventually. It's going to be better. It's going to get better. But I need to tough it out. I need to get past. I can't have the federal government come April say, well, you didn't pay your taxes, so now we're going to start garnishing money that you make from Twitch or YouTube. Now I can't pay my credit cards. So now all my credit cards go into default. My credit's completely ruined. They cancel all my...
Isn't this like always the story? I just need a little more money. I just need a little more time. I think I have a video clip of when this all finally catches up with Phil. Let me find this. Let me just find this clip from Frog Princess. I hope I don't get fucking a content ID strike for this, but I think it's worth it because this is, I think, very instructive.
We'll be back in business. Full plans. This is just a minor setback in a major operation. As soon as I whip up another spell, we'll be back in business. I still got that frog and Prince locked away. I just need a little more time. Oh, please, just a little more time. I promise I'll pay you back. I promise.
That's DSP's financial situation in a nutshell. Just a little more time.
My credit cards. Now I can't pay for anything. 'Cause I don't have credit anymore, and I have no money to pay for it. Then what's the next thing I can't pay? You see what I mean? It's going to become a cascading mess of shit. Ideally, if I could get through paying the taxes for next year, okay, the federal taxes, and then have a year to work on building my streams, making more money. Two things could happen. Number one, I might qualify for a refinance once my taxes are done for next year. We don't know yet. There's no way to know because they're not done. Once they're done, maybe I could go back and say, oh, now I qualify for the refinance, having the 2 years of history of this as being my level of income. All right, that's number one. Number two, I can just stay the course and keep, even if it means For 3 years, my life sucks and I can't afford anything, and I'm literally just going paycheck to paycheck, paying everything, minimum payments or whatever, just to keep floating until I can eventually do this refinance. I think I'm all right. But I'm basically just in a situation where I don't know what else I can do. Like, there's nothing certain to fix the problem. I can't declare bankruptcy because they'll say sell the house. I can't sell the house because I don't have the money to sufficiently sell the house. Moving to the East Coast, back to the East Coast isn't viable. I can't afford it.
What?
I don't know if I can get loans to pay the taxes, and I don't know if I can afford the loans to pay them monthly. I don't know how I would. I can't go to my parents for help. Like, see what I mean? Like, everything normally that I would do, I can't do. So...
Somebody literally just gave him $100. Listen to this fucking cuck. Phil, I've loved you for years, man. I'm genuinely tearing up. I really wish I was rich to bail you out permanently. I hate to see people having trouble. Sorry for all the hardships, DSP. Have been watching since Spider-Man Web of Shadows Venom boss fight.
It sucks, you know? I just don't know what else to do. I'm between a rock and a hard place. I really am. I'm between a rock and a fucking hard place. And again, and you know, I'm the kind of person, I don't like to point fingers. I don't. But, you know, I know that now, you know, things that I did in the past, bad financial decisions. When I moved out here, I spent way too much fucking money.
You
and
think?
I agree with that. But at the same time, the 2015 trolls who fucked me and fucked over my YouTube channel, this year I got fucked over on YouTube again because these fucking assholes won't leave me alone and mass reporting me, and I lost my fucking sponsorship. I'm sorry, guys. You know, how much more can I do? And I'm a one man, and a lot of people ask me, Phil, how
We have the CNN tiers here, the fake news tiers.
can you do this every day? How can you put up with this shit? I just don't know anymore, man. Like, I'm trying to make a life here, you know, and all I did for 10 years was try to share my fucking passion with you guys. And now I could lose it all. I could lose my credit. I could lose my house. For what the fuck did I do this year? Everyone tells me this year was the best year since I came back and I started focusing on streams, that everything's the best I've ever fucking done. And you're going to tell me now I could lose everything? What the fuck did I do to deserve it? To lose my partnership with Curse? What the fuck? You know? How are people so evil?
I thought that he said, like, didn't he say that it didn't matter that he lost Curse and he's actually making more money now that he left Curse? Like, he said that though, didn't he? Like a couple minutes ago. I don't know. This is impossible to follow.
How are people so fucked up and evil that this is what they would do
Good
to
question,
someone?
Phil.
Like, how can you live? How can you morally live? How can you morally restream my fucking content illegally every day and see someone's life falling apart at the seams every day because of the shit you do, the concrete hurt you do to someone every fucking day, and sleep in that fucking bed and get a sound sleep? I couldn't. I would be in a mental hospital if this is...
Okay, there's just another audio clip. This is what the IRS said.
Insufficient funds.
That's exactly what they said to him.
me doing that shit. You've seen how I only focus on my stuff. I don't engage with the negativity. I try to make my streams positive. I just try to keep stuff going. And now Kat moved in with me and our life together is so good. And to see that might all go away. Can you imagine how she just got here? She already, since she moved here, has changed jobs.
Okay, I just want to roll this again. Just because this is appropriate.
Silver-tongued talker, right? Oh, I'm just going to say it one way, and hopefully you'll believe it, even though that's not the truth. And that's literally what's happening here. The guy's a liar. The guy's a fucking blatant liar and lying to everyone. But people are believing it because they don't know any better.
Wants to try to make more money and make ends meet. How's it fair to her? She just fucking moved out here, man. You know? She just moved out here to have a life with me, and now that life might end because of shit that I didn't do. I just don't know what to do anymore, you know? All I can do is every day be here and try to be positive with you guys and try to put out positive streams and hope that somehow things are going to work out, but I don't know how they're going to at this point. It's an awful fucking feeling, knowing that by April, don't find a solution to pay these taxes. This could be the beginning of the end. The government comes and tries to either seize. I don't know how it works, but they might try to seize.
I haven't looked any of this shit up. Okay, what happens is the government comes to you and they say,
"We're casting you out of Valhalla because you don't know the riddle of steel."
That's what the government says.
Shit, they may say, that's it, you have to sell your house. I was like, I can't afford it. Oh, too bad. Don't pay your credit cards. So not only would I lose my house, I'd also be forced to ruin my credit and lose the house at the same fucking time and have no money. It's like, for what? Because they fucked me again. Wow. Was it really worth it? Were your jollies really fucking worth it to get me out of my partnership? Was it really fucking worth it to do what you did to me? That now my life might be ruined? A beautiful woman who now I'm starting a life with, my soulmate, and now that's going to fall the fuck apart? I mean, you know what I mean? And not to say that. That's not at all. She's 100% supportive of me. She understands what's going on. I don't want anyone to think, oh God, behind the scenes this relationship's falling apart. It's not. But can you imagine the tremendous pressure on us now with all this going on? And it's like...
I'm
gonna go find some fucking bleach.
Oops, that wasn't loud enough.
I'm gonna go find some fucking bleach.
That's what Phil's gonna do after this video.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't even know what to say.
I just don't, you know?
You can say this.
Thank you. And fuck you.
Well, I'm trying to read with some of the things that people have said. By the way, you guys have been really supportive. I've been dishing, truth from behind the scenes stuff to you guys. That's why I haven't updated the leaderboard or anything. I think it's more important for me to just be talking with you guys and be honest than to be. I mean, obviously, a lot of people were very nice here. So, Crazy Dream gifted a ton of subs, which was really nice. A lot of people are cheering and being supportive. Hank Duma did a large tip. Chocolate Fuzz did a very large.
Sorry, I'm trying to lighten the mood. You know what this video feels like to me?
Every frame of this movie looks like someone's last known photograph.
It does.
Large tip. Thank you guys. I got an anonymous $10 tip. I appreciate all this. I really do. And, it's to the point where I know it's possible to get through it. I've been through so much shit. Dude, guys, 10 years. 10 fucking years. And how many things have I come up against? False copyright strikes. Getting my channel shut down. YouTube adpocalypse. Trying to get me kicked off of Twitch. Trying to get me off of YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, all this stuff has happened to me over the years. And I somehow got through it all. I can't believe that this would be the point where I give up. I say I can't beat it. I just fucking give up. I can't do that. Like, that's not me as a person. I know how many thousands upon thousands of people that I myself have motivated across the internet. And a lot of people have told me, Phil, you being positive and overcoming shit inspired me in my life to overcome stuff. I can't let this beat me, but I don't know how to beat it.
This is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. Cancer, it can't beat rabies. Rabies is too strong. You know what I have to say, Phil? Here's my motivational speech.
We must, and we will much about that be committed.
Exactly.
That's the problem. Every other time I've had a backup plan, or if no backup plan, just toughing through it somehow worked. I don't know what to do this time. I just don't know.
CNN tears.
So all I can say is this, guys. Actually, the truth is, I'm almost out of time. I got to start going making food for dinner. Kat's gonna be home within an hour, and I want to start to have food ready for her. She's been working her ass off all day today to try to make money for us, and I want to go get stuff, start cooking and everything. So all I want to say is thank you for listening, okay? And thank you very much. For everything. I do appreciate it, and I hope that something happens. I don't know if somehow an opportunity pops into my lap, someone offers me something to do something that I can make more money, or
People just give me money.
The fact that people will step up and be supportive, or I just happen to somehow, by some fucking miracle, qualify for this refinance, which it doesn't look like is going to happen right now, or somehow I get the loan.
I thought he just said it was likely that it was going to happen. Didn't he just say that because he had 2 years of consistent income growth?
To pay these taxes, something. I hope something, because if it doesn't, if I, I can't. I feel like this whole 10-year journey is kind of culminating at this point, and this is the make.
You know what? You know what I have to say to this? Gamers rise up. Gamers rise up.
Break point where I have to get through it. I have to somehow get through it and not lose everything in the process. And I don't know how, though. All right. Well, anyway, guys, I just want to say thank you. Like I told you, this is more important than me updating a leaderboard or reading out. I want to say thanks to everyone who did contribute during this stream. I'm gonna end it now, and get stuff uploaded to YouTube so I can start cooking, and go from there. And what I'm gonna say is, thank God tonight I get to spend some time with Kat. We have Thanksgiving night together. I'll be back tomorrow. Full-time streaming like always. Streams and gameplay and everything. And up to this point, I've not allowed this to negatively affect me on the streams, and I'm gonna do my best to not let it moving forward. I got so much positive stuff coming up. We've got other ongoing playthroughs I'm doing. We've got holiday events coming up for Christmas and everything. But the thing is, like, you guys know the ways you can help. In particular, the thing that gets me is I know there's people on YouTube who watch the videos on YouTube and think everything's fine because they're not here for the pre-streams and stuff. They don't know. So that's why I'm going to actually upload this video to DSP Gaming so people know what's going on with me and that this is the situation. If ever there was a time to step up and say, okay, Phil, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I've watched you for years. I watch you on YouTube. I always thought you were getting by on ad revenue. If I can help now, I will. That's what I'm hoping.
Well, you know how Phil's getting by?
A NEET is someone who's like a no-life. Not in education, employment, or training is what NEET stands for.
And DSP is a professional NEET.
But I don't know. Miracles don't always happen.
This is so fucking pathetic. Oh my god. Oh, miracles don't... It's up to you to make a miracle happen. Make a Wish Foundation. For just $1 a day, you can help pay Phil's bills. But make sure it's $1.30 a day so you can pay the taxes on the bills. But then you have to pay the taxes on the paying the taxes about the bills.
I have no answers for you guys at this point.
No answers except to give me money.
I've basically overextended myself to the point where there is no, okay, what else do you fall back on? And I'm at my wit's end. That's the other thing, mentally, I'm at my wit's end. I can't take it anymore. You get these fucking people who do nasty shit to me daily. Morally ignoring the fact that they know what they're doing is fucking wrong, and they do it just for fucking jollies or personal gain. They think it's okay. And people who watch that shit, they're like disgusting, vile fucking people. How could you do that? How could you ever do that to someone? What's been done to me is far worse than if someone had beaten to me within my inch of my life, because I could have recovered from that and been fine. The things they're doing to me destroy me financially and put me into horrendous situations where even though I work my ass off and people tell me everything I'm doing is good, I could still lose everything. And, I just don't understand it. I don't. All right, guys, I got to end this. So that's it. Thank you for at least listen to me dish a little bit. Anything you guys can do to support is appreciated. And I hope everyone who's watching this live on Thanksgiving has a happy Thanksgiving if you live in the United States. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. All right? Thanks to everyone who was very, very supportive on this stream. People were really supportive on this stream.
If you give me any amount of money...
And I myself will carry you to the gates of Valhalla.
Exactly.
I appreciate it. And tomorrow's another day, and hopefully things are better. All right, guys? All right, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you very much. And I'll see you tomorrow.
And for all those people who donate me money and make me pay more taxes, I have this.
If I
had a chance of being filthy rich or going back in time to prevent your birth, fill up the DeLorean. Later.
Okay, everybody. So that is literally like the lowest. I think the hospital thing is still lower, and Project 7's still lower, but that is fucking pathetic. That was completely and utterly disgusting. The level of begging we reached in this video, the like holding his parents hostage, and there's nothing he can do at this point. Like he has too much debt, and he has to pay more taxes than he makes in money. Like, it's just, that was really bad. I mean, I don't know how he does it. I'm gonna leave you with this. In this stream, what Phil did is,
At least I was able to drink Febreze, alright? Unlike you fucking faggots.
exactly, at least he was able to drink Febreze on this stream because he couldn't find any bleach. I guess maybe one more audio clip before I go.
I never know home. Spice. Saving life.